And hello, what's up? All right, so welcome to yet another day of Limitless Hoops. I the book, the program, the teacher, the player, all you guys. Realize that we're just trying to make you guys better, and we're gonna make this show better and better as well. All right, I'm a big technology guy. I like it a lot. So I do want to make this program better and better. Of course, that means not doing it from my car, but one day I'll have a studio. But I also want to include, like we had before, some iPad use as well. So possibly on these days specifically, I could teach you guys through actually like writing out some plays like coaches normally do. Only thing is that YouTube only has one camera, and they only have like one option. They don't have the option to like go from device to device with their basic standard live stream application. So since I'm using that, I will try to do this the old school way mixed with the new school way. So here's my plan. I don't even know if it's going to work. I have a clipboard here, and I'm going to try to show you guys something through the clipboard. All right. I don't know if I have to put this camera down like this. That might work. I don't know if I can even see it if I do that, but I will figure it out. And we're going to go over a few different things today, all right, just to see if this could possibly be a solution to my problem, a temporary solution, of course. All right. And again, in the future, I want to have graphics, lasers everywhere, all right, little men running across the screen. But for right now, I'm going to do it this way. So, anyways, I'm still figuring out how I'm going to organize my program, but I do have some big news for December, right? And eventually, again, I want this show to. I want it to be 30 minutes long, but it could possibly be an hour, and it could be an hour if we ever have someone here having a private session during this time. All right. So basically, we would do um, the actual drill set that is listed in the book that we talk about every single day. But I could do it with an example person out here, so I don't have to run through it myself. And if we have multiple people, we can actually do like some team stuff. All right, since the pandemic has started, we haven't really been able to do all that, but I feel like some kids are starting to create pods where you could trust the people inside your house, right? Because you know everything that they do, and you have to trust someone sooner or later. Well, some friends are starting to link up, and they're like, okay, we'll do it between two families, and now it's like 3, 4, 10 families, etc. So we have our little own pods that we've started, and in December I am getting together 4 players to work out live here, on my court right here, and they will do it during this show. We'll still keep the show to 30 minutes, but I might just let you guys watch the entire hour because we're gonna work them out for an hour. And those players are Andre Gordienko, who else did we have? Ben Kaufman, Ren Marchetti, and Cameron Ferris. All right. I might need someone to fill in a couple of spots because one of them can't make it on Thursday, one of them can't make it on Friday. So I might try to get Zach. He's my guy to do Thursday and Friday. All right. And what we're gonna do is do our exact drill set as if we weren't in a pandemic anymore. So the plus to our Tice Valley workouts that we have are that we're indoor, right? And we get to like be with our friends. The plus to this one, even though we're outdoors, we will get to be with some friends, but we're gonna do full contact, and not full contact like in football where you're just hitting each other. We're gonna do full contact where I won't be changing the drills around. So if it's a passing drill, we'll literally pass. If it's a one-on-one drill, we will play one-on-one. Two-on-two, we'll play two-on-two, etc. All right. So this might make it easier to explain some things as well. So heads up for that in December. And that's all I have to say about that one. All right, let's start with the workouts today. The quote of the day is never lose heart. All right. I would say, especially in these times, people get super sad, super duper sad, and they wind up being like people that just stay in bed all day. All right. You want to never lose your heart. If you lose everything else, that's okay. You can lose your mind. You can lose, I don't know. You can lose your muscle mass. You can lose a lot of stuff, but don't lose your heart. All right. At the end of the day, no matter how much you get beat up by down by 70, down by 80, you want to keep trying your hardest. All right. No matter how many times that you get cut by the team, you want to keep trying your hardest because those are the things in your control, or that's the thing within your control. Even your mind has its breaking point where you can go too hard for it. Your body can break down, all right? But your heart, you don't ever have to lose your heart. It's not an essential thing to ever have to lose your heart, no matter how hard things get. So make sure that you continue to have your heart because if you do lose it, then those other things will fall down right away. All right. So the only chance that you have is to hang on to the one thing that doesn't even want to let you go. All right. Your mind wants to get out of there. Your body doesn't want a part of that. All right. But your heart, it wants to stay in there. It wants to keep going. So allow it. All right. Allow it to keep beating. Allow it to keep going. All right. Let's start off with 1-on-1, 5 seconds from half. I won't talk about that one too much, but it's sprinting for 1-on-1, starting at the opposite free throw line, and you get 8 seconds to sprint all the way down the court, going through the middle, and the defender is at the middle going foot fire. And as soon as they cross, like maybe like the circle, then it's live, and you get to see if you can beat them. As long as you go your fastest, you should be able to beat that person. All right. Next one though is 3-on-3, no dribbles, and I like this one a lot because, man, it shows how great players are. All right. Normally, our drills show how bad players are. All right. Because we try to expose as many things as possible. So we'll have you guys do screen down, screen away, and we'll be like, see, you suck, told you. Or we'll be like, oh, shoot this shot because you're not good at it. See, told you, right? But with this one, it's usually all positive because when you guys play 5-on-5 or 3-on-3 live, you guys dribble the ball way too much. You guys don't cut very fast. You guys don't screen very well. But then when we do 3-on-3 no dribbles, all of a sudden you can't dribble the ball, and you guys naturally start moving. You guys naturally start screening. Even though the defense is right in your face, you guys are patient. Why? Because you can't dribble. All right. But now you guys have added patience to your game, and those 4 things right there are more things than you've ever done. So I guess we could still say, see, told you, because what you have been doing before sucks. Oh my God, what you're doing now is amazing. And you guys are cutting back doors, screening for each other, just moving without the ball. After you pass the ball, you're not standing still, just naturally doing that. And I would say for games, your game would improve if you just naturally acted like you had no dribbles. Only use your dribbles if you have to. So I'm going to try to show this game on the board. We're going to see how good or bad this idea is. Let's check it out. All right. So here's what I have right here. Is that good? I don't even know if this is going to work. Okay, maybe that will work. All right. So here we go. All right. So we have 3-on-3. All right. We have these 3 players versus these 3. Don't mind the numbers. All right. And that guy has the ball. All right. And whenever we play 3-on-3, the guy with the ball right here, all right, normally he'll dribble out or do something like that. But now he's just going to pass the ball. All right. And after you pass the ball, you can't just stand there. You have to cut. If you just stand there, especially on 3-on-3, no dribble, then this guy's stuck here because he can't drive. All right. Now help side still should be in help. All right. Help side should still be in the middle. All right. This guy should still jump off. You guys are still doing the right things. All right. You can't just play off. Even if you play off, this guy will cut to the basket. This guy will try to keep up to him, but that pass is far too simple. So we still need help side. All right. But again, once you get down to the bottom and try to exit out the opposite side, this guy can sprint up and look for that pass as this guy is trying to deny it. All right. If that's too easy to guard, this guy can now screen down for this guy, and then they can practice their defense. Whether their defense be getting through the screen by opening up, by stepping through, or by chasing him around, or just not knowing what they're doing and then let him hit the screen. All right. If this guy helps too much, maybe this guy goes right there. He can now slip. All right. So we're using all these options in our play, and every time that you pass the ball, you should probably cut in this game. Cut somewhere to make the defense stay honest. Cut somewhere to make the defense move and be tired in general. You can back pick, do whatever you have to do. All right. So that's basically a 3-on-3 with no dribbles. And I don't know how that was. I'm not sure. I could see it. I'm not sure if you guys could see it, but it seemed good enough to me. All right, so I'll keep going. Post positioning on wing. I'll come back to that one in a second. Unintentional foul is when it's an intentional foul. All right, and that's when you want the clock to stop, so you foul the other team. But if you really hit him too hard, or like you swing for just his arm, it's actually an intentional foul. And if you do an intentional foul, it doesn't just give them free throws; it gives them free throws plus the ball. So we don't want to do that. All right. So one, I guess you can't scream out foul, foul, foul anymore. So you have to scream out like red. That's what the referee union said, or something like that. But when you foul on purpose, again, to stop the time, to give them free throws so that you can have another shot on the opposite end, or for a myriad of reasons. Maybe they have a player that sucks, whatever. All right. You foul by going for the ball. You can't foul someone off the ball. It has to be a person with the ball. And when you foul, make sure that you secure them by just in case you miss them and they run away from you. So make it a decent foul. But you go for the ball, go for their arm, and if you can get it, if you can get a steal, take the steal. So you're really going for a steal in the first place. All right, but you don't overgo for it. All right. Again, make sure that you don't get an intentional foul doing this. Next one is fouling with fouls to give. This is if you have 4 team fouls and there's like a minute or 2 left, and you know that you're going to need them to be on the free throw line sooner or later because maybe you're down by 4 or 5, and what you want to do is to foul them on purpose again, but you want to foul them this time not for free throws, but just to get the foul count to about 6, so that if you need to foul them, you're not wasting time by needing to foul them 3 or 4 times. Because if the clock gets down to about 20 seconds left and you only have 3 team fouls, well, now the game's over. Because every foul that you have will take off about 3 seconds off the clock, and then foul again, foul again, foul again. Now it's down to 2 seconds. You have no chance. But if you foul early enough with about 2 minutes to go, a minute and a half to go, you get the foul coming up to 6. They have not shot free throws yet. Nothing's bad yet. All right. But once the clock gets down to 20 seconds, now when you're down, now your first foul, they're shooting free throws and you can get the ball back. The one thing that you don't want to do in this is to allow a player who's good to foul out during this process. So if you're fouling on purpose, some coaches like to sub in weaker players, or sub out your best player, or sub out your player in foul trouble, just so that he doesn't get in foul trouble and get fouled out. All right, so that's that. And then up by 5 with 3 minutes left. This is actually a tricky situation right here because you don't want to waste too much time, but you don't want to go too fast either. All right, you want to run through your offense and look for the best possible shot. And if there's a shot clock, you want to run it down to about 12 seconds on the shot clock so that you can still get a decent shot from creating. But if there's an unlimited shot clock, like there's no shot clock except for the game clock, literally just keep running the play until you get a decent shot. Don't pass up open looks, because if you keep passing up open looks, eventually they're going to get a turnover, and now you've got nothing from a play when you should have. So you got to keep your foot down on the gas pedal. You just don't want to press too much. All right, I'm in a car. Gas pedals, get it? All right. Anyways, let's go back to to post positioning on the swing. All right, going back to my drawing board. All right, and here's what we have. Let's see if I can do this better this time. All right, so I should work. All right, so we're gonna have a guy on offense on the inside right here. All right, and for this drill, we just use one player. All right, so he's right here, and we have one player guarding him, and the ball will be on this side. All right, he wants to make sure that he's in front of his man. It keeps sliding. All right, he's in front of his man, 3/4 fronting him. All right, as they pass the ball up, you want to jump off so that you're in the middle of the ball and your man. And you do this because if you were right here, now he can go around you and seal you in, and they can just make a duck and pass from the top. So you want to stay in front of him, yes, but also away from him. And when you're away from him, you also clog up the middle so that people can't drive, people can't cut as easily. Okay, so you're basically making the floor smaller for the person up top, who's trying to drive. Because if everyone's spread out, now you guys are like cones and just in his way. All right. As the person comes up, don't stop them so early. You want to give room and then stop them. Okay. Then they'll swing the ball over. You want to jump off again. All right. You want to do this pretty fast. All right. As it comes over again, the same thing comes into play. Don't stop them early. Lead them a little bit, then stop them right here, and then have them finish you to right there. And again, you want to be in between him and the ball. Now, as he goes from right here to right here, you want to be able to stay with him, but then also keep your eyes toward the ball. So you want to turn your back to your man, but keep touching him. And then you turn completely around so that you're fronting him just like you were on this side. All right. As they pass the ball back up top, you again want to jump off. If they happen to pass the ball back for this duck in right here, you want to not be beat. You don't want them ducking the ball in right there. So as they pass the ball to the top and you jump off, if they pass it back, you got to jump toward the ball, just like we do everywhere else. And as he tries to duck you in, completely get in front of him. All right. And I know that was a lot. It's probably better explained in person, but I think that you can get something from seeing it like that. All right. So that was that post positioning on the swing. All right. If you have any questions or any kind of like comments on that board, let me know in the comment section, whether you're watching this now, whether you're watching it later. All right. And I want to see if it kind of works better, worse, same, whatever. All right. And that's about it. All right. Going to our story of the day, and then I will fly through the rest of the drills without the board, and then we will talk about whatever. All right. So the story of the day is, oh yes, yeah. I like this one. All right. Understand that pain heals. Oh, by the way, when I get extra coaches and I start doing workouts again, I'm going to be a lot more smooth about the story of the day thing, and even about the quote of the day. All right. The reason why I can't do it, I have to practice, man. I really have I really have trouble lying. I don't like to lie. I don't lie. It's not what I do. So when I tell these stories, I kind of just want you to know that it's like it's not me talking. So I just read it, and I don't want to mess up on it either. So I want to like read it all, so I'm not missing any like points. But what really should happen, again, if you're a coach who buys this book, what really should happen is you need to work it into your workout as if you're saying it. All right. So get it in your mind, and then tell these stories, and make it more just like natural, not like, hey guys, here's the quote of the day, like that. So I just seem like I'm deceiving people when I do it, but it's something that needs to be done. All right. And hopefully they can understand. Just like I didn't come up with these plays on offense or these drills, I didn't come up with these quotes. I mean, a couple of the stories I came up with, but like most of them, they're famous stories from years ago that people have told, passed down. So I think I can get out of it like that. So everything is borrowed anyway, so I have to just keep borrowing. So I'm gonna start acting like they're just really my stories. I'll memorize them beforehand, all right, and I would just tell them like it just is, all right. Anyways, but for now, I will keep reading. All right. Let's see. Understand that pain heals. All right. Don't overdo. Don't. I gotta bring it closer. I got bad eyes, dude. All right. Don't overdo it by underestimating a major injury, but be willing and able to play through a lot. Having the foresight amid the chaos to see pain as a temporary thing is an invaluable asset for any athlete. Ask yourself if the pain is more likely to last 3 minutes, 3 days, or 3 weeks, and then react and act accordingly. All right. And this is a pretty important one. Okay. Basically, it means you have to learn who you are. You have to learn yourself. You have to learn your pains and also be tough. I mean, just be tougher. Jeez, Louise. All right. So the worst thing that a coach can ever see, this is the worst thing. Okay. Someone might say like it's losing by a lot or having an injured player or whatever. All right. No. The worst thing ever is to see a player have a bad injury and see him cry and stay on the ground for like 10 minutes, have the ambulance come out. I mean, The police are there to investigate a crime. Was he shot from somewhere? The other team is crying because they're like sad for him. It's like the worst pain of his life. He tells you he's gonna die, and then he comes out the game. The game finally restarts, and then 1 minute later, he's cured, and he comes out of nowhere and goes, "Put me back in, coach." That is the most annoying thing of all time. You cannot do that. All right, because obviously you were not in that serious of pain. Obviously you weren't. And now, if that's your first injury, you've never felt pain your entire life. Weird. Okay, I guess that you never touched the pot when you were younger. I never got beat up, never fell down. I guess that's so strange to me, but it's okay. You have to learn which pain it was. Is this a 3 week pain? Is this a 3 month pain, a 3 day pain, or a 3 minute pain? And if it's a 3 minute pain, you have to ignore it. You must ignore it. With all your heart, you must ignore it. Just go. Just get up immediately. Unless you're trying to milk the clock to like let your best player rest, get up immediately. All right. Stop it. You can limp later. You have no time for that. But if it's a 3 day one, all right, stay down until you can figure it out. Breathe a little bit. All right, and I tell people on all of them, you get 10 breaths, 10 seconds. Go. Breathe in fast and then breathe out slowly. 10 seconds. You get 10 seconds, 10 breaths to calm your little amygdala down. That's the emotional center of your brain. And to think about it and compare pains. You get 10 seconds to decide it. If it's 3 minutes, 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. All right. And if it's 3 days, after 10 seconds, get up and soldier through. You get up no matter what, and you go. Now, if it's 3 weeks, if it's a 3 week one, like a high ankle sprain or something like that, that one, it's up to you. I mean, everyone's different. Do they need you on the court? Right? Are you a player who can play a little hurt? Because some players just can't play at all when they're hurt. All right, so maybe you don't need to be in the game because you're a liability. All right, but if you can play slow and can figure things out, you can get through the pain. Possibly do it. All right, but if it's a 3 month one, stop, stay down, get out of the game because you'll only injure yourself further. It is a very serious thing, especially if you hit your head or something like that, or if you even have like a serious ankle injury that's 3 months. If you try to play on it, you're going to be limping so badly that you might actually break the other leg. All right, it's so dangerous. So yes, I understand that, but you have to know the difference between those 4 kinds of pains. And 10 seconds of breathing should be enough time to tell you. Now, if you're a first grader or you're like a 3-year-old, you don't know pain. You've never been there. You're like, dude, I don't know. I just know it's hurting. You can stay down. You're the only person who can stay down, but you only get once. You only get once for each. I'll give you once for each. So you get 4 injuries. 4 injuries so that you know the difference. So you're like, okay, that was what that felt like. That's what that felt like. That's what that. And then you remember it. So then the next time that you feel that exact level of pain, you either get up right away, breathe for 10 seconds and get up, come up again for like a play, or you stay down. You have to know the difference and know which ones are which. Again, I can't stress to you enough how quickly that can get you cut from a team. Maybe not right away on the spot, but they won't have any respect for you after that. All right, let's go through the rest of them and to finish up real quick. For our middle school, we have clockwork passing drill, zone cutting, ball and hold drill, jump ball positioning, taking the last shot, post entry plus kick out. And then for high school, we have tip drill, one-on-one wing plus one-on-one rebound, not in help equals points, zone 1 or 2 guard front, 16 plus seconds up by 4, offensive rebounds, tips plus 1 point. The ones I'll talk about from there, and I think I'm going to draw these out as well, is the ball and hold drill. All right, I'm going to turn this thing around real quick so I can see it from the opposite side. Let's check it out. All right, and here we are. So, which side am I on? I'm up here. All right, so we have a team is right here. They're on offense, okay? Let me put our four down there, or one up here, all right? And then the defense is guarding them any old ways, okay? All right? And as the ball gets shot, what we want to do is we want to make sure that three of our players crash, okay? So as the ball gets shot from wherever, this guy right here, they're going to the basket. This guy right here, going to the basket. And if this guy shot the ball, this person right here wants to run back. This is whole. This is a very, very important person. Because if he doesn't get back and this team gets the ball, they can now pass it ahead, boom, fast break, 2-on-1 with them chasing. But if this person is back early and they get the rebound, now they try to push out, but at worst case scenario, it's 2 against 1. Now we have a chance to catch them, and everything changes just because that person got back. So on any shot, we want our whole person running back as the ball is getting shot. You run behind the 3-point line. This person, the ball will call them. That person is going to go guard the ball. So as everyone sprints up, one of their players gets the ball. This person, no matter who it is, will stop the ball and try to get them to come up slowly to give everyone else a chance to get back on defense. Now, there's one change in this. Let's say that the 2 here has hole, and this 1 has a ball. It changes if this 2 player right here, let's say, is over here, and this 2 player shoots the ball from below the free throw line. This is the free throw line and below. If the 2 shoots the ball below the free throw line, the 2 is not responsible to get back because it's too far away. 2, yeah. Now the ball will get back. So this is ball person, the person that will pick up the ball. This is hole. The ball, he would become the whole person. And what does the person who shot the ball low become, who was normally the hole? Now that person is ball. So that person would pick up the ball and try to slow the ball down to allow everyone else to get back. So that's a small thing, but a big thing. All right, ball and hole. And we want to make sure that we are correct in that so that we have no fast break points against us. All right. And we played against one of my favorite stories at Teto. We played against, what are they called? The Oakland Soldiers. Okay. And this team is like so famous, so famous. I'll tell you right now, I'll say it publicly, they're famous because they just steal players from other cities and they're not good at all. All right. What they do is they take the best players in Oakland and they make them ordinary. And by the time that those 4th graders or 5th graders who are very, very good become high schoolers, they make Oakland Soldiers B or C team, while Oakland Soldiers goes out of the state, out of the city, and just collects LA kids, Fresno kids, and just recruits them. It's so sad. And the best player of all time to be a Soldier is freaking LeBron James. And he's from Ohio. He's not even from Oakland. He played for them for like 2 weeks. So yeah, it's hilarious. But we played against them in 4th grade, and they beat like 57 points. We had some 1st graders, 2nd graders, 3rd graders for playing 4th graders, but you know they still got us. But then we taught one kid, one of our 2nd graders, how to get back. And he was our whole guy. The whole game changed. We played them again, and every time that they got a rebound, they would go on 2-on-0 fast breaks. But now they weren't 2-on-0. Now they were 2-on-1. Yeah, it was 2 4th graders against a 2nd grader. Yeah, but they barely scored. All right, they would go at him. He would just turn them, like we said, run and just turn them. Put your hands up and make them do a spin move. Make them do a double clutch. Just make them do that, and maybe they'll make it. And their crowd was going nuts, and they would go up like this and then throw it up, brick, throw it up, brick, spin move, throw it up, brick. But then the best part was they'll go like this, double pump, spin move, backwards, make it, and their whole crowd would go crazy, even though they were just 1 for 4. When the previous game, they were 4 for 4 because they were getting wide open layups. So this little kid never stole the ball from them, never blocked them, just made them shoot hard shots. And they wound up beating us by 4, 25-21. It wasn't a 50-something point blowout anymore. They beat us by 4. And the second best part to me, besides them getting so happy about making stupid shots was they were so excited to beat us by 4 points. They didn't understand that we just got 50 points better, nor did they care. They're crazy. So maybe they deserve the Oakland Soldiers, and they deserve to not ever practice. They never practice. They must just run plays and like just play all day because they are not. I don't know what they do, but they don't get better over there. They just collect the best players right now, then they collect the best players in the future, and they're never the same guys. And so if you're on the Oakland Soldiers in the third grade, fourth grade, you got zero chance to make them in high school. But if you want to make their high school team, which is a great team, I say leave the Oakland Soldiers program, go to any other program right now, and then come back to them when you're a senior, or junior, or sophomore. So there we go. Anyways, that's my story for the day. That's my time. I will talk to y'all later. Anyway, I'll see you guys at Tice Valley, man. Peace.